Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Angel from War Machine TV,
This is Kevin from Kevin Comics.
and you are listening to the Comic Cousins podcast. We are here together. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's, Kev, man. How was your mother freaking New Year's?
It was good. I didn't really do much. How about you, man? Happy New Year.
I ain't shit, man. I just chilled and just game and watch movies and shit. That's pretty much what I just did.
Word. Did you get into any like MCU movies?
Which MCU movie?
I watched
Watch
them all.
Hawkeye.
I watched them all. Oh yeah, bro.
Watch
how was
Hawkeye. I
Hawkeye?
actually started what I didn't watch them all, but I started watching it by how Disney Plus has that like the correct timeline,
Yeah.
and they put all the movies like watch this one first and this one. I started watching that. I'm up to Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Word.
So I'm rewatching them
Word.
again, but I'm just taking my time. Marvel movies is just time, bro. You have to take time. Take it in.
Yeah, you do have to take it in. I feel you on that.
Well, before we get started, hey guys, everybody out there, all our viewers, make sure you guys follow us, subscribe, and review our podcast on your Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and
Yep.
wherever you guys listen to your podcast. We are going to be going out every Wednesday. It's going to be a new episode. If it starts getting a little bit more popular and we start growing, then we might do a two episodes a week. All depends on you guys, and if you guys keep giving us good compliments and going from there. But
Yes, sir.
Kevin, what are we talking about today?
Man, today we're gonna be talking about the MCU shows. We're gonna be talking about the
Oh,
MCU movies, everything from
what?
2021. Yeah, we're gonna take a look back at 2021, just talk about all the MCU shows and the movies, and go into 2022.
We're
But
gonna be talking
we
about
can't,
MCU
we can't,
movies?
bro, we can't talk about the end until we talk about the beginning of like basically this new phase 4. Phase 4 of the MCU is gonna be crazy. Let's first talk about WandaVision, man. What did you think
Ooh,
about WandaVision?
WandaVision. Oh man, WandaVision. What can I say about WandaVision? Let
What you
me
thought about
see.
the character development? What you thought about Wanda?
You know what? When I first started watching Wanda and I started going through like the episodes, like I started thinking of her as the villain. Like, yo, she just went
Yeah.
totally crazy. You know what I mean?
hmm
But I not
She was
realize
popping off. She was popping off on everybody, like
on
controlling
everybody,
everybody's minds. Controlling everybody's minds was crazy.
the
I
whole
didn't think of
town,
yeah,
bro.
the whole
And
town, man.
her realizing at the end that it wasn't right what she was doing,
Yeah.
but that meant
hmm
sacrificing your family. That was
That
it
was a big
was,
moment for
yeah,
her
that was a
character.
big one for a character.
But
Um,
when we see her not over all this, not over what she's done. We see at the end of WandaVision, she's looking into the book. Remember the book that Agatha had, the book of spells, and she's trying to bring her kids back. She had already experimented with the multiverse by really controlling. What did they say that what did they say about
that she
the
became
material?
she's like a nexus point,
Yeah,
and
yeah. She
she
created her
broke,
own.
yeah, she broke reality, and
Yeah,
basically she broke
yeah.
reality.
She created her own material and matters, right?
Everything, bro. She created the whole
Yeah.
thing, dude.
So remember in the show they said, and they're like, "Oh, Wanda, you're um you're like changing the material particles of like even like to the ice cream truck. Remember the tank became the ice cream truck? The big the
She
sword
she
tank?
broke reality.
Yeah, the sword tank. Yo, Sword. How about Sword? Sword showing up. Who would have thought?
Who would
Sword.
have thought? Who would have thought,
Yeah.
bro? And that's
Shield,
a
right?
whole,
Shield.
yeah, that's a whole like thing about it. Like it, WandaVision was just like opening another door. Like in
Mm-hmm.
this big
Yep.
Marvel house, it was like, all right, we're gonna go into this side of the house. Let's open a door. Let's start them off with WandaVision and just all that, everything. And we don't know what's gonna happen with Vision because didn't the robot escape?
Yeah, the robot, the one that Sword had helped revive, right? There was a
Yeah,
new
he
Vision,
and the white
the
Vision,
white.
and he remember Vision opened his mind, so now he's like a new kid. Like I need to find out what's going on. So
Yeah,
maybe he'll make an appearance in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
we'll see. It's all interesting because like Wanda's very character, like you said, and we'll see. We'll see what happens next. But that wasn't the only character that had some like development in the show. We've seen so many other characters in
My breakthrough
WandaVision.
character, Agatha.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro,
I
she
get the
changed the game, bro. She was like all normal, happy go lucky kind of neighbor, and then
yeah,
find out she was behind everything, bro. Like,
yeah,
you are sick, dude. Her acting, I
yeah.
forgot the actress's name, but bro, I seen her before. She's a really good actress, but her
Oh,
character,
Catherine Hahn.
she
Yeah, Catherine.
changed.
She was in she was also in a Step Brothers as the wife. Remember? I think they picked the perfect. I think they picked the perfect Agatha for the MCU.
Yes, yes.
Agatha in the comics. You remember if Agatha in the comics is a old witch, right?
Yeah, she's an old
She was
witch, yeah. She's like
yeah.
old. She had like the white fluffy hair.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
I
it
like
is.
this twist on Agatha, and also the MCU introducing a magical world to it. Like we always known this technological world of the MCU. We always known this cosmic world of the MCU, but now we're seeing this magical world
Yeah,
opening up new
yeah,
doors
like
into a new
yeah, and
dimension.
then have like having Doctor Strange come in first and be like,
Yeah.
let me show you a little bit of magic. Let me show you this kind of magic, and then Wanda going ahead and said, let me show you the dark side of magic and what
Mm-hmm.
could happen in the future. And then
Mm-hmm.
there, it kind of like, okay, now
Yeah.
there's two sides of the story. You know what I mean?
When you think about it, you're right. She did use the dark magic. She also used that dark magic to bring back someone who we really didn't think was gonna go there. Is gonna open up other questions in the future. But Pietro, being introduced in the show,
What I didn't like about that was
with
that they
Fox's
changed.
Pietro.
But yeah, but they changed him at the end as he was just somebody named Boner. Like,
You're
you know what
right.
I'm
You're
saying?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
like why? Why'd you do that?
We'll see,
But it
but we'll
does give
see,
us the
man.
possibility that something else could happen if, and like I said, we can never say, there's nothing that we could say right now until we see Doctor Strange because
Yeah, you're
everything
right.
is leading to there, you
She
know?
she will be she'll be back in Doctor Strange. So we'll see Wanda in Doctor Strange again. But man, we got to talk about a show that I think is very underestimated in the MCU shows, and we got to give it up to Anthony Mackie's performance in this show. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, man, what did you think about Falcon and Winter Soldier, man? How about the
You know
Falcon, man,
that
showing up, being Cap?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a very different show as it wasn't all about superpowers.
Yeah,
It had a more realistic point of view of what could happen to a hero after the fact. Here comes
yeah,
Anthony Mackie. Here comes Falcon, saves the world. Here comes Bucky, saves the world. They come back 5 years later. For them, it was just a minute, and then everything changes for them. But at the same time, everything is still the same. So it was more like
you're,
a
you're
deep.
right. You're right.
It was more like a deep show than it was like a action fighting show because most of the episodes were deep. You know,
They did, but when they did have some fighting scenes, the fighting scenes were kick
ooh,
ass, bro.
no, bro.
They were
The
good.
fight, the beginning only when he threw himself off the airplane and he's fighting, flying and
Yeah,
fighting with them, bro. And then he did that assault, like that flip,
yeah, that
and then
somersault thing. Yeah,
was like, stop it. You ain't
yeah,
got no
bro.
fear, bro.
The Falcon really had some crazy character development show, bro. When you think about it, to the characters that he met also he also met Isaiah. Remember Isaiah was used to be a
Super
Captain
soldier.
America. He was
Yeah.
Isaiah Bradley from if anybody doesn't know, Isaiah Bradley used to be in the comics as a super soldier. And a little bit about his character, he was fighting, I believe it was like 1960s or something or
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I think it was or probably earlier. I think he was one of the first. I think, but when you think about it, Isaiah Bradley's character is so monumental in this show. It's it's it was a great character to add for especially for Sam Wilson to meet him, to see the other side of America, right? Seeing
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the side of America that people don't want to talk about. And that posed a question to Sam Wilson, like, you know, Isaiah, he's right. You know,
Yeah.
Isaiah,
And
America didn't really treat black people in a great way ever. You know, when you think
yeah.
about it.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Like this show had,
Isaiah wasn't wrong in the show.
yeah, and this show, that's why it opened a different world to heroes that we don't never see. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
heroes of character. Mhm.
Because look at with Bucky, him going through his
Yep,
PTSD. That's something
yep,
that hit a lot of people. He was going through that. He was feeling that remorse, and that, man, I was mentally enslaved and
yep,
sent to kill these people, and now that I'm free, I see these people and know that I hurt them
bro.
so much. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro,
Like,
that scene where they throw it back to him being in Wakanda and him crying. You remember that scene in Nathan Falcon and Winter Soldier when he was with the
hmm,
Wakandan soldiers,
yeah.
bro, and he was crying, bro. That was one of the best acting in the MCU that I've seen in
Actually,
bro.
one of my best scenes would be,
It
remember
was
when
great.
they were talking to each other, in the office, the psychiatrist, and he said, tell each other what you guys think. And when he said to him, I don't know what I am if you don't take that mantle, because he felt like he needed him to complete himself, because that's who Bucky been all these years. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, if you don't take the
Yep,
mantle, what am I? If you're not a
yep,
hero,
exactly.
what am I?
Yeah,
And
yo,
that
that
was that scene right there when he's
perspective.
telling him, and you talking about
That's a
that
good
one scene that
perspective.
he was crying, that one scene, bro. I was like, damn, Bucky.
Yeah. Bro, when Bucky, exactly, you're right. When he was like, when he asked that question to Sam, um, it makes you think about what Bucky went through. You know, the PTSD